Dun, 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 dun. Welcome to the graduation edition of Quaran-teens. I'm Wanda Montemayor, and I'm going to be talking to you today about the loss and grief response that you may be seeing in your kids and teens, and even yourself, and ways that we can help with this, and talk about graduation and the losses that we're all experiencing right now. So, emotional coaches, this is your job, is to work through this with your kids and teens and helping them process all of these things. I want to start by thanking Tammy Cochran and the Children's Bereavement Center of South Texas for providing some great literature and information on loss and grief responses in children, which is much different than loss and grief responses that adults have. So remembering being the coach, you're regulated, and you're gonna just go ahead and identify your own loss with this. You're not getting to see your kid walk the stage or going to that graduation. Those are things that are sad for you. So number one, don't ignore that. Don't ignore that it is a sad thing. Some of the responses that you may be seeing in your kids are foggy head. They might be lack of motivation. They might even be extra grouchy. Those are all normal and valid responses that are common in the loss and grief response. Kids and teenagers experience it in a much different way. It's more in their body. It's not as verbal as it is for adults. So thinking about that when you're talking to your kids and teens about what's going on right now, even if it's a third grader, they're losing out on the end of their third grade, field trips, trips to the zoo, their rituals that they have. So remembering that rituals are a big part of graduation and school and seasons. So how are we gonna do this, coaches? How we're gonna do this is we're gonna go ahead and have an authentic talk with our kids. And we're not gonna ignore that things are different. It's not the new normal. Nothing about this is normal. And making it feel like it's normal means that it's not gonna end. So how are we gonna do that is by having an authentic conversation with our kids saying, hey, what's going on? What are your thoughts about graduation or the end of the year? And listening to them, listening to what they have to say. It might be, I'm really sad that I'm not gonna get to see some of my friends, or I really miss the Chick-fil-A celebration or Mustang Day, or whatever that particular school's ritual is for the end of the season. And not trying to fix it, but really just listening. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna mirror what they said, saying, God, you're really sad that you don't get to have your yard celebration or Mustang Day. And then remember, you're gonna reflect that feeling. That must make you feel really bummed and sad and maybe even lonely, okay? Then we're gonna move on to how children and teens respond to loss. It's not necessarily verbal, it's in their body. Our next episode, we're gonna go much deeper. Right now, we're just gonna focus in on graduation. So knowing that things are different for kids and teens, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that we still stay on a routine, okay? Having a calendar out, and then put the graduation day, the last day of school on the calendar, so it's something to look forward to. It's not a bummer, it's gonna be a celebration. It is going to make sure that you have the exclamation mark versus a long run-on sentence of when something begins and when something ends. So, some ways that are fun that we can get everyone involved is we're gonna make sure that we celebrate. So how we're gonna celebrate is we're gonna make it extra special. Making sure, so now we've got a few days before, there's a lot of really great fun apps that you can send to all your relatives that can't come into town, that you could compose a digital video graduation celebration. There's some really cool free apps that you can send to all your loved ones called Flipgrid, Montage, and there are many more out there, but those are just the two free ones that came up first. So making sure that everyone acknowledges and recognizes your graduate, be it 5th grade, 8th grade, or senior, whatever transition. So everyone can say like, yay, you did it. And it'll be something for them to keep. Because one of the sad pieces is that they're not having family come into town to celebrate them. And that might also be part of your sadness, is not getting to celebrate with others. On the day of graduation, make it a special Zoom meeting where you can have your family members present with you, and then asking your graduate, what do you want for graduation meal? Some other really fun things that you can do is sidewalk chalk. And this also can involve everyone in the household. Going outside in the morning or the day before and just saying, congratulations, graduate, and decorating the sidewalk. Another fun thing that you can involve everyone in the house, this is my favorite thing, are making chains. All you need, recycled materials, brown sacks, take a chain and continue it. And the fun part about this is that other people get to be involved, you're using your body, you're getting connected, and we all are connecting our chains. So decorating the house, possibly getting a yard site if you can. There's also markers that you can go on your glass markers, so you could decorate your windows, or even just put pieces of paper and glue them to your glass. Something that just says today is an exciting day and we are celebrating your transition. Here's another thing that your children and teens can do because they need closure. They need closure, and some of their big talks are, I didn't get to say goodbye to my friend Tommy before they go to high school or before they go to college. Helping them have closure is to let them make a card. Decorate it, make it, have an intentional time where you lay out paper and markers and being creative, because remember, kids need that nonverbal expression to help them process through this loss and grief time. That's all we have for today. Next episode, we're gonna dive more in to helping our kids discharge some of these feelings in nonverbal ways and you being beside them as their emotional coach.